Anyway, hello everyone. Welcome back to more FF14, I suppose. I have all of the roles at level 100. We've done melee DPS, we've done magic ranged DPS, we just have tank, healer, and physical ranged DPS to do in terms of like quests. And I figured today was a good day to attempt to get those done. Now, if I remember right, the areas that we have to go to are Lanasia, Ishgard, and Alamigo / Garabania. For the three remaining sets. So we'll head off to Relgar's Reach, where the ranged role quests are. And we should be able to do those. Let's see. Dancer. And while we're doing these, I think I haven't done my roulettes today. The only one that I do right now at level 100 is the expert roulette. So I think that's the only one that we're going to do while we're working on these. But I have no idea where this quest is apparently, because it's not in Relgar's Reach. I know this is the area, but it's not in the subzone. So I have no idea where the quest is, and it won't tell me where the quest is, which is super annoying. So guess we'll go to the peaks. We'll check if it's there. There's got to be a blue quest somewhere, So we'll come over here and we'll look. It doesn't appear that this is where it is. I don't see any blues. So we need to go over here, maybe. Yeah, we'll just go to the Peering Stone, I guess. And we'll try looking around here for it. I probably could have just walked back in and then come back out. That is also not it. That is a completely different thing. So is that one. Where the frick is this quest line? Am I really gonna have to look up where my current freaking quests are? This is the one issue that I have with the role quests. Legitimately, this is the only issue I have with the role quests. There is nothing to tell you where to go to continue them. You have to freaking just hope you remember where the last place the NPC freaking was. Let's see. Yes, I know that I need to speak with Chalteaufite. But where the frick is Chalteaufite? That's what the wiki says, is Chalteaufite. Well, we'll figure it out after this. Yeah, it really, it's a very strange, like, thing, you know? It's like, yeah, of course people are gonna, like, stop and do other things. And then they're not gonna have the stuff in their, like, quest log. But yet, you know, it's, but yet, like, the game is designed around, like, oh, well, obviously, you know what you're doing. Clearly, you would only ever level one freaking roll at a time. And not, you know, be a person that enjoys everything and wants to see all of the content and thus levels everything. Like job quests, you would get a thing up at the top left that was underneath the MSQ banner. And the most annoying part about that is just that if you have no MSQ, like, even the, like, sub-quest thing goes away. It's like, freaking why? Like, maybe I finished the MSQ while I was still a freaking other job, you know? And I need that information. But also, like, I mean, you know, it really, like, I wouldn't complain about that myself. Outside of, like, I know that there are people that do that. Because that, like, I have been leveling every job up to level cap before going into the next, like, expansion. But I know that there's people out there who have completed MSQ that haven't even, like, unlocked other quests, you know, other jobs yet. So it's like, it would be nice, you know, if the game gave you, like, a notification about that. You know? Like, yeah, they only go up to level 70, you know, the job quests. But still. But then it's like, you stop doing the job, you know, you get out of job quests at level 70 and you get into role quests. And it's like, okay, you know, we're in role quests now. But then there's nothing to tell you where those quests are. And it's like, what? It's like, I, like, don't know where to go. I love this dude, though. I will say that much. Freaking, I love this dude. He uses a skill and then he poses. Boom. And I just love that. I think it's hilarious. I always love it when enemies have, like, personality, you know? Hey, I actually went to the right spot that time. I almost never do that. He do a dance pose. Yeah. It's really, it just adds a little personality to the boss, you know? Regardless of, like, whether it means anything, it's still like, hey, he did a thing. He doesn't just, you know, attack. He do a thing. So I love that he does an attack and he's like, wah, and poses. It's fun. Yeah, I don't even know how to tell where that is. Like, I do. You know, you gotta go towards the one that's, you know, got the freaking... That doesn't have the needles and the flower. Like, I do get that. But, like, how do I know which of the ones that has the needles... that has no needles is also the one where he's not going to, like, kill me. So are you freaking... Yep. Teeny tiny little freaking bug. I was sitting here feeling like on my arm. I'm like, really? You're gonna freaking... Got a freaking tiny little bug like attacking me on my arm here? Like, really? Fair enough. I was right. I was a little tiny bug. Like, I'm so tired of these bugs, man. I've been dealing with them for, like, I want to say 9 or 10 years. I don't remember having these bugs when we first, like, this bug problem when we first moved in. So I don't think it's been the full, like, what is it now, 13 years? But you know, it's still like, I know we've had them for the majority of the time we've lived here. Hey, October, you know, what, next month is when I finally have my hearing. And the hope is that my hearing will be like, yep, you know, you're disabled, and so we're gonna give you, you know, like $1,000 a month, and then I'm gonna start looking for a place. Like, cause frick this place, seriously. Like, my family can stay here all they want. Like, if they're not gonna care about trying to find something else, that's fine, you know? But I'm not dealing with that. I'm in a different spot than normal, so I'm confusing the crap out of myself with what the mechanics of this fight. I'm in the proper location. Like, I know how the fight works, but that doesn't actually mean I know, like, where the dodge, the spots to dodge are. I've only ever had to, like, worry about it when I'm this far back, you know? Usually I do this as Black Mage just because it's fun. Right! Totally missed that he shot that one. Oops. Also, I'm forgetting. Nope, over here. That's gonna suck. Never mind. I hate it when Flourish and Dance Step line up, because then I'm using Flourish and, like, I also then have to use the freaking Dance Step at the same time. So I try to, like, do a normal dance. And then keep the... Holy frick, dude. One of these, like, enemies is just dropping freaking lightning on, like, everyone. I assume it was the little cubes. We kept going down to, like, near dead over and over again. Side. And this side. I really hate it when people do both of these pulls at the same time. I cannot focus on the boss while there's, like, a giant group of enemies. I mean, not boss, but, like, I cannot focus on this freaking the Yakoi attestant, as he's called, while also focusing on the freaking altars and other crap. Oh, hey. A raid. Thank you for the raid. Welcome to the stream. I gotta say though, I love this fight. Like, this fight is just made even better when you know all about the, like, Shadowbringer stuff. It's so fun, dude. People doing this one, so going in there. I was gonna try to figure it out, but then I saw everybody already had it figured out. I'm like, forget it. There's no point. It is targeted on me. Good to know. Why? I was freaking directly. It's not the direction I should have gone. I was freaking direct. Whoop! I did not see that guy. Like, the sad part is I almost missed the whole Great Serpent thing in Shadowbringers because it was part of the quest for, like, unlocking the tribal stuff. And I didn't initially have any plans to do that, and so I just didn't bother to do those quest lines at first. But then I decided to do that during Endwalker, because I was like, I want to level freaking everything up to 90. But I have so many classes that are like, you know, 60 to 70 and 70 to 80. I was like, well, I can unlock the 70 to 80 tribe quest, you know, and work on like work on like the gatherers and stuff for like that one, you know, and then that'll work out great, and then I can like level the thing. So then I unlocked it, and then I discovered that there was no alliance, no allied tribe quest or whatever, and I was like, well, see, now I'm like so disappointed in this that I don't actually care. And then I stopped doing them again. But I did everything I had to unlock, which did mean that I had to go through the Great Serpent quest line in Ranka. But I almost didn't. I honestly almost did not go through that quest line. Here's Chalteaufite. Take me to your leader. Wow, we're way behind on this one. Chalteaufite is patiently waiting for the resistance to finish interrogating the captured highwaymen. I think all of these are now are all at level 94. I think I did all the 90s and 92s, but then I don't think we ever came back for any of the others. We just did the Viper and the Black Mage because I was leveling those. At a guess, I'd say the Resistance has been interrogating the captured highwaymen for long enough to get some answers from them. After all, it's been several weeks now. With any luck, we may even learn more about where we can find Chalteaufite. I'm sure the commander is as eager as we are to put a stop to his misdeeds. Let's go and see if she's unearthed any useful information. I've never done the Namazus. I really should. But Clam over here seems to be having a great old time with them. I was just about to send someone for you. Glad you could save me the bother. I have a favor to ask of you both. I'm going to let the criminal walk free, and I want you to follow him. See, our questioning has revealed that the bandits are indeed working with Chalteaufite. If we cut one of them loose, he may lead us straight to their den. But if the mission fails and you're discovered, you may find yourselves confronted with an untold number of outlaws. Of course, I considered sending my own men, but I suspect that by now the bandits know our faces. After Cassandra's little display in the gully, I'm sure she alone can handle whatever trouble may come her way. I'll go with her. This really does lead us to Chalteaufite. I need to be there when we find him. Very well, but if it comes to a fight, you stay behind Cassandra, understood? I'll have the suspect brought over now. But remember what I said and stay out of sight until he leaves. Don't look at me like that. I said I'm sorry, didn't I? That you did several times. As much as it galls me, there's no evidence to contradict your claim that you are acting in self-defense. Nor is there tangible proof of any other wrongdoing. We've no choice but to let you go. You have somewhere to go, I presume? Well, I suppose I can find work loading caravans in Algieri, and as good a place as any for making a quick, turning over a new leaf. In that case, I'll have you escorted there, but you'd best keep your nose clean, or we'll come down on you like a tons of bricks. Turn over a new leaf, my arse. He'll be back among his thieving mates before long, and you'll be right there behind him. For now, all we need to know is the location of their den. Do not attempt to approach the suspects. I'll send word ahead to Algiri. If you have the information we need, report to the troop station there. This is the chance we've been waiting for. Let's go. All right. Let's see. Where is Algeria exactly? All the way the frick over there. Got it. There he is. So much for finding work in Algiri. He's only just arrived and he's already leaving town. Now come the tricky part. Keeping our eyes on him and his eyes off us. Stick close, but not too close. Follow the bandit. Free at last. God, gotta make sure I ain't being followed. These people are never very, they're not particularly perceptive, are they? Have a look around first. Like, these guys are, all of these, follow the person and, stay out of sight quests. Pretty stone, but it's worth a gill or two. They're never really that perceptive. Which way was it? Left, I think. Is he trying to get rid of us? Better have a look about. I mean, probably he's trying to get rid of anybody that's following him. It's like I'm not being followed. Are those buildings abandoned? A nice thing is, we have this extra NPC that's kind of showing me where I need to be, going, I won't be able to spot us if we keep hidden. Because, the NPC is always going towards where it's safe. What happened to the others? Hang on. What happened to the others that got caught? Not my problem, I suppose. Time to head back. So as long as I, like, stick to the NPC, I'll always be somewhere that's hidden. Though, I mean, this one wasn't particularly difficult to follow him, so... Those are the merchants we met at Port of Praetoria. I mean, was there ever any doubt? So they just let you go out of the kindness of their hearts, is that it? Not only that, but you come crawling straight back here, leading whoever they sent to track you right to our doorstep. I swear it, no one followed me. Soldiers took me as far as Aligiri, and then went back the way they came. Made sure there were specks in the distance before I even set foot outside of the town. I suppose I've no choice but to take you at your word. Not that it's worth much. Now that this charade is at an end, let us change into something a little less drab. Again, these freaking bugs, dude. Oops. Oh, look. Chalteaufite, why did you make us fight that woman without the blessing? She could have killed a lot of us without breaking a sweat. A mere oversight, that is all. Though it pains me to admit it, even the invulnerability granted by the artifact, the likes of us are ever at the mercy of the truly powerful. I never expected that Mimuzah wretch to hire a warrior of such caliber to retrieve the vessel. A pox on those interfering nincompoops. But the Mimuzah girl didn't seem a bad sort. Naive, maybe. But it's plain that her heart's in the right place. You truly are pathetic. Not only did you fail miserably, but now you're sympathizing with the enemy. Give me one good reason why I shouldn't rid myself of you permanently. No, please, we owe everything to you. Chalteaufite, without you we are nothing. They were all in on this from the beginning. Chalteaufite pulling the strings. This is how he treats his friends. Imagine what he'd do to his enemies. You couldn't stay away, could you? Uh-oh. We've been spotted. Boy, we're not particularly perceptive, are we? What? Imbecile, you led them right to us. Kakuza, eliminate these vermin. Let me handle this, Cassandra. You're from Tyrol, working here as a mercenary, yes? The ones who hired you stole the Steelhog vessel from my village. We need his blessing to stand a chance against the beasts of the forests. I can't return home without the vessel. Either you return home empty-handed, or you won't be returning at all. I'd rather not harm a fellow Tyroli, so get out of here before I change my mind. I've brought enough time by listening to your blathering. Don't let me catch you sniffing around our tails. Chalteaufite and his underlings are out of sight. Thought I could make that Kakulja see sense, but he was clearly in no mood to listen. So our best option is to report to the resistance members in Alagiri, share what we've learned. As always, he has made the grave mistake of never just leave it to your minions to do everything. You know? Also, this is wild. I never even noticed this before. It's just these like corrupted crystals just coming right out of the side of the wall. Cause of how things turned out. We appreciate your cooperation in the investigation. The information you've provided has certainly given us a lot to consider. From what I hear, you almost came to blows with the Mamulja sellsword, or cell axe, I suppose. Glad they didn't come to violence, especially given the power these bands have at their disposal. Even so, thank you for braving such a dangerous mission. No thanks are needed. You're just as much a part of the investigation as the Resistance. I'm sure we can agree we'll need to work together to take down Chalteaufite and his gang. Their performance at Porta Praetoria showed just how cunning they are. If it seems so, yes. Told their little act was most convincing. I'll be sure to warn my comrades against any similar shenanigans. As for the two of you, be careful out there. All things considered, I'd say that went fairly well. Chalteaufite used the same trick as the time he came to my village, namely posing as a simple trader, when he's in fact a dastardly thief. Still, not even the most skilled actor could fake the fear in his men's eyes. It appears that Chalteaufite has complete control over them, and they are powerless to resist. The only one who doesn't seem afraid of him is Kukulja. He even let us go when he had no obligation to do so. I think that if we had the chance to talk, we might find some common ground. I get that feeling too. I knew you would. I've never been much of a fighter, but I make up for it in other ways. I'm a fairly good judge of character, for one. For most of my life, I've lived in a remote village, deep in the forest. I had hardly any contact with the outside world, so the thought of talking to strangers was quite daunting at first. But over the course of my journey, I've traveled through all kinds of places. There's one thing I've learned, it's this. Wherever you go, people are people. In the end, our cultures and the places where we grew up don't make that big a difference. None of us are perfect, and we each have our faults. And even if it's harder to find some than in others, I believe there is good in all of us. That's why I hope we have another chance to speak with the thieves and Kakulja. I'm certainly not strong enough to beat any sense into them, so I'll try talking some sense into them instead. Having said, well, all of that, I can't feel even a shred of goodness in that Chalteaufite. Maybe I'm not looking hard enough. Perhaps violence is the only language he understands. Things might get a little rough before he's willing to listen. Anyway, we can save him for last. I'll try to think of a way to reach out to the other members of the gang. Give me a little time, would you? Sure, just as I am trying to fix my hair here. I always pick a great time to do that. freaking right in the middle of a cutscene or something, or I need to be like continuing the dialogue, you know. I can never be like, I'll just wait until, you know, I hit the turn in button on the quest. No, gotta do it in the middle of whatever I'm doing. I really do need to do something about my hair sometime in the next couple of days, though. By that, I mean, like, dealing with shower pain, basically. Like, I don't wanna. I really dislike freaking the pain from showering, but I don't think I got much of an option. My hair is a mess. That's the problem, is I'll go like a couple of weeks without a shower, and then I'll start being like, I desperately need to, because my hair is a wreck. But then, like, even though I'll get to that point, I'll be like, yeah, but doing that requires being in, like, so much pain. And I don't. Until I get to this point. And then, usually, when it's just completely unmanageable, at that point I'll be like, alright. Again, I guess I gotta go get a shower now. Also, like, the last couple of days, it's been freaking freezing. You know? But, like, today, I don't know, it's, like, really hot. I don't quite get that. Like, what is the weather today? Yeah, see, like, it's 68 degrees. Well, okay. It's 68, but the last couple of days it was down in the 50s, so I suppose that's part of it. Is like, it legitimately was actually like cold the last couple of days. Frick. Alright. The milk of Mimosa kindness. Chalteaufite's plan is taking shape. Alright, I have something resembling a plan. First, we need to track down the members of Chalteaufite's gang. Then, we'll try convincing them to leave. Considering how terrified most of them were, I'm sure they're eager to free themselves of Chalteaufite and his outbursts. With fewer followers, he'll pose less of a threat to the people of Alamigo, and will stand a better chance of taking back the Steel Hog vessel. Of course, we know how Kukulja and some of the other members... we now know Kukulja and some of the other members by sight, so it shouldn't take too long to track them down. In that case, let's start looking. Time for another exciting round of Quiz the Locals, then. Ha! Rest assured, I'm already a step ahead of you. Besides, if your role is to fend off bandits and the like, Mine should be to gather information and whatnot. Does that sound fair to you? As it happens, our resistance friend stationed here had some interesting news to share. Apparently, the two men posing as merchants that we met before were spotted nearby, engaging in trade and conversing with caravan owners. All to nefarious ends, no doubt. They were last seen in a place called Alagana, so we should head over there right away. One has a beard and the other has blue eyes. Assuming they haven't changed their disguises, they should be fairly easy to find. Lols? Fopper. They're called foppers, apparently. I don't know where Clam is. Whoops. Oh, out in the fringes. Apparently. Which is not where we are. We're at the peaks. The fringes, I think, are on the other side of Relger's Reach. Hello there. Aha! Good work, Cassandra. Why, good evening. What can I do for you? You start by dropping the affable merchant act. It's nothing but a front for your real line of work. Save me, Chalteaufite. Is that what you really want? You seemed so scared of him before. Look, we're not here to hurt you. We just want to retrieve the vessel. If we explain what's going on, we might even be able to help you. Why don't you start by telling us your names? Our names? Humph. Come to think of it, not once did Chalteaufite ask us that. There's always you there, or some undeserved insult instead. I'm Avenel, and this here is Pepin, both born and bred in Ul'dah. Once we were struggling to make ends meet, until Chalteaufite, claiming to be a merchant, took us under his wing. Right, he said that he was just like us, exploited and sick of bending over backwards for the rich and powerful. Then he showed us the artifact and told us it had the power to change the world for the better. With this blessing, you could shrug off the charge of an oryx like it was a soft breeze, making you practically invincible. You can imagine how impressed we were. We did exactly as he instructed. At first he told us to pretend to be merchants so we could scout out vulnerable caravans. Next thing we know, we were joining them on raids. I never wanted to hurt anyone, but we owed Chalteaufite for giving us the power to strive for better life. And when we saw what happened to anyone who spoke up against him, it still makes my blood run cold to think of it. Chalteaufite mentioned before that he's also from Ul'dah. Assuming he was telling the truth, that is. Seems to me his gang is mostly formed of people from a similar background. But what about Kekulja? He's a mercenary, correct? Yes, hired by Chalteaufite. So skilled that I doubt he even needs the blessing. Normally he keeps to himself, but once he told me about his homeland, an ocean away. Perhaps it is not unlike my own. Avenel, Pepin, if you still view us as enemies, we appreciate you telling us the truth. Oh, we're the ones who should thank you. Shows more kindness than Chalteaufite ever has. There's one thing, though. Although you know about the crimes we've been party to, could you give us some time to straighten things out? Once this is all over, we'll turn ourselves in, I promise. Of course, we're not the only ones looking to cut ties with Chalteaufite. Try to persuade the others to leave the gang. Not only that, with us acting as your men on the inside, we can help you take back your treasure. What do you say? And this plan might just work. Count us in. I'll tell the resistance soldiers to hold off for now. Give you the chance to put things right. You won't regret it. I'll return to the den and talk to the others. Till next time we meet. Be careful. Does seem a little too easy, but sometimes that happens in this game. To be honest, that went a lot better than I expected. Although it was fairly obvious from the outset, it confirmed my suspicions about Kukulja traveling here to find work as a mercenary. Do you remember his reaction when we first encountered him? The feeling he and I are both from a similar part of Tyrol, and he was surprised to see someone like me here in Eorzea. Whatever the reason, he's let us go twice now, maybe aiding and abetting a nefarious criminal, but I refuse to believe he's a bad person. It's worth talking to him, and for that we'll need to create an opportunity. The way he spoke about his homeland to Avenel and Pepin means he probably misses it, which gives me an idea. Where I come from, we have a tradition of using incense burners, and if Kukulja's village is anything like mine, that fragrance will remind him of home. Then, just when he's feeling all homesick and vulnerable, we make our move. The incense itself is made from copal, a type of tree resin. Do you think you could collect some of that while I gather the other ingredients? I actually came up with this idea back in Alighieri, and asked our resistance associate where we might find copal. Good news is, there should be some in a place called the Last Forest. Bad news is that the smell attracts all sorts of horrible creatures. Try not to get eaten. I will say, doing freaking Mamulja voice is not the easiest. This fight is also going to be slightly easier than I expected, because you're meant to do it at 96, I'm 100. That said, level isn't that big of a change. It's more like gear level that matters. You know? The difference between 90 and 100 may not be that much. But the gear can be. And Dancer doesn't have, like my Dancer here doesn't have the greatest gear. I've got Orogenics and Vanguard stuff on my freaking accessories. I've only just got the level 690 stuff. So, is that copal I smell? This is what it smells like when trees cry. Oh my, this is quite the find. Once I mix this with the other ingredients, we'll have a batch of traditional incense ready for burning. Fortunately, the preparation takes a while. So in the meantime, perhaps you could begin the search for Kukulja. According to the locals, a Mamulja has been seen near the river, which runs through Rust Rock. With all the dust swirling about this place, I can imagine you'd want to wash it all off somewhere. I find myself bathing more than usual here, so I can relate. Search for Kakuza. Right on over this way. In fact, he's literally sitting right here. I like that he just stands here and he's not like even bothered by me walking nearby. What are you doing here? Oh, there you are. Here, I have a present for you. It's an incense burner. The metal case is an old one I happen to have with me. I made the incense fresh from fresh ingredients, including copal that Cassandra collected. Why not try lighting it? I'm sure the aroma will bring back pleasant memories of home. There is no need. I'd recognize that smell anywhere. But as much as I long to return home, I'd rather not be reminded of what I left behind, what I might never see again. As things stand, I've no choice but to continue working on Chalteaufite's mercenary, no matter what crimes he commits. But why? The fare for a ship back to Tyrol is high enough to buy a mansion here in Eorzea. At least that's what Chalteaufite told me. Said that if I serve him loyally, he'd cover the cost of my journey home. Hold on a moment. Surely that can't be right. People rich and poor travel from Eorzea to Tyrol all the time. Well, since I'm unfamiliar with the local customs for negotiations and such, Chalteaufite offered to speak with the ship's owner in my stead. Compared to the journey from Tyrol to Eorzea, traveling in the opposite direction is far more perilous, due to the, weather conditions and so forth. But not for Chalteaufite's skill at the bargaining table, the price would have been higher, or so he said. I've been played for a fool, haven't I? That unscrupulous thieving snake in the grass. He won't get away with this. I have an idea. Should come with me to Limsa Laminsa. I can introduce you to the captain of the merchant ship that brought me here. He's sure to give you passage home for a fair price. Tell the truth, I was rather hoping you'd join us in our cause, but you've already been through enough. Getting you home safe and sound comes first. I don't know what to say. Thank you for your kind offer, but I have unfinished business here. Though I may have been deceived, that is no excuse for the harm and suffering I have caused. I alone must settle the score with Chalteaufite, once and for all. Of course, because, Axe, so therefore he's going to be the tank. Whenever you're ready, the offer still stands. It's a pity we couldn't join forces, but he's got to do things his own way, I suppose. In any case, let's head back to Alagiri. With all those soldiers around, at least we won't have to worry about bandits, which is more than I could say for this place. Like, the problem with the Mamulja voice is just, like, it comes from, like, deep in the throat. It's kind of like this. And, you know, that comes from, like, deep in the throat. And I perhaps don't drink as many fluids as I perhaps should. And so it kind of dries things out back there, you know? You know, Kukulja isn't at all like his first impression suggested. He was actually rather sweet, and perhaps a touch naive. Still, we can't blame him for being taken by Chalteaufite's lies. And Kukulja wasn't the only one. Can't bring myself to forgive this treacherous viper. Thanks to him, we've been led a merry dance, and still have nothing to show for it. With any luck, our newfound friends, Avenel and Pepin, will have good news for us before long. Hopefully. Alley in the alley. Chalteaufite appears to be somewhat discombobulated. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen that word written out, but I do love that word. You'll never guess what. Someone I've never met before handed me a letter who said they were asked to deliver it by an entirely different person. There's no way to tell who the message is originally from. As I'm unaccustomed to, everything around here, I can't tell if the letter should be taken at face value or if there's some hidden meaning. Perhaps you could take a look. Cassandra is to come to the Alamigan quarter and meet with a man in spectacles. She must arrive incognito. The instructions are clear enough. But even so, this is as suspicious as month-old milk. On the other hand, it could be from Avenel and Pepin. While this smells like a trap, we don't have any better leads. I think we should do as the letter instructs, but proceed with utmost caution. I'll meet you there. Ah, my freaking glasses. I've had this, like, something, I don't know what, sitting on, like, the edge of my glasses. Specifically, sitting on the edge of the left lens. And while my left eye can't see very well, it can see just well enough to be able to know, like, that there's something wrong. And so I'm sitting here, I'm just like, well, it's on the left side of my, glasses. I'm not too worried about it, because, I mean, that eye really doesn't see anything. But it has gotten frustrating and annoying to me. So now I'm like, well, I'll, wipe it off. Except that freaking, I do that, and then I smear the freaking gunk that's on the glasses. And then I'm like, oh, great. Now I just freaking, now it's all blurry, because I just freaking smeared whatever it was. So now my freaking glasses are all blurry, so I can't freaking see nothing. So now I have to freaking pull out my lens cleaner and, like, do a full clean. I was hoping to not have to, stop and, do a full clean here on my glasses because, there's nothing going on the screen while I'm doing that. But, unfortunately, that is not the case. So, So instead, I'm going to sit here and talk. And not be able to look at the chat or anything. Not that chat's been moving at all. Oh, frick. Not that the chat's been moving at all. Anyway. But, still. I'll sit here and freaking use this glass cleaner. And hopefully... I still haven't figured out how to use this stuff properly. In a way that doesn't just make it freaking, like, smeared. Like, every time I use it, I have to, like, use 2 cloths. Because I'll, like, wipe my glasses and I'll, like, put them on. And while they're clean now, the, like, lens cleaner has, like, smeared all over the freaking glasses. I'm just like, really now? Yep, there it is. Just as I figured. Freaking smeared all over the freaking glasses. I can't see a thing. So now, like, they're just covered in lens cleaner. Like, they're clean, they're just covered in lens cleaner. So it's like, great. So I can see even less. I've got freaking streaks of lens cleaner on my glasses. Give me one moment. I gotta grab something that's actually, like, dry. too long. Hopefully it wasn't that long. Oblivion Quarter. Off we go. Now that you're here, it's time to get you into disguise. As for me, even the most elaborate costume in the world will do little to keep me hidden in a place like this. I'll stick to the shadows and watch from a safe distance. I took the liberty of picking your outfit for the occasion. Let's hope it fits, eh? Sash and straps are a bit tricky to get right, so if they come undone and your disguise falls apart, just come back to me and I'll help you get dressed again. You must continue wearing these garments in order to progress. You'll change back to your normal garments, move to away, or leave, can't, like, the time runs up or anything like that. So. I'm only disappointed that they also hide the face gear. Especially since face gear was just added in this expansion. Like, I don't know. Like, that was a big deal, was that we were getting face gear. So it's like, yeah, why my face gear go away? You know? Also, this is kind of a neat outfit. I assume, though, that this is, like, an outfit you can already get somewhere. Down the alley. Nope, it's not Galet. It's, oh yeah, the bespectacled man. He must be Cassandra, correct? I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. Our mutual friend Avenel sends his regards. Like him, I and several others have resolved to make a clean break and free ourselves of Chalteaufite for good. You and the Mamulja girl have done us a great service by giving us a chance to put things right before reporting us to resistance. Now, to the matter at hand. No doubt you are wondering why we must resort to such convoluted means to meet you. Simply put, it is to avoid arousing the suspicion of Chalteaufite and those still loyal to him. So while we've brought you here, there is someone we wish for you to meet. Now I ask that you remain in disguise. While in disguise, speak to him again. Your cooperation is appreciated. One moment, please. Oh, hey! I'm glad we have this chance to meet. Would that it were under better circumstances, my attempt to put a stop to Chalteaufite's wrongdoing ended in failure. I tried to seize the artifact, but he was ready for me. Even so, it wasn't all for nothing. Thank you all for joining me, in spite of the ever-watchful eye of the Resistance. The time has come to initiate the next phase of the master plan. Till recently, we've concentrated our efforts on liberating wares from hapless merchants. But this was all in service to something far greater. A disruption of the flow of goods in Alamigo has plunged the markets, and as a consequence, the city itself into chaos, exactly as I had foreseen. No longer will we be forced to crawl through the mud and lick the boots of the rich and privileged. We shall cast down the oppressors. They will suffer as we have. The meager shall inherit this land, down with the old order. I've invested our funds into restoring and enhancing discarded Magitech weaponry. Now nothing can stop us from taking over Alamigo. That's enough, Chalteaufite. Your treachery ends here. All this time I've believed your lies, but no more. Give me the artifact. Now. It belongs to Chalteaufite and her people. What? But Chalteaufite is Chalteaufite's right-hand man. That's definitely gonna sow some discord among the ranks. Silence! Look at this wretched soul. That Mimuzah girl has turned him against me. His one and only benefactor. Be warned, should any of you side with this traitor, no longer shall you bask in the artifact's blessing. Now seize him or face the consequences. There's the glasses dude. Yes, that's more like it. Any further interference could place my entire plan in jeopardy. I must act without delay. With the artifact's blessing and its shockwaves at their disposal, I was given a beating and thrown into the dirt. Later on, my friend here and a few other sympathizers snuck out and treated my injuries. More importantly, my attempted mutiny will no doubt have Chalteaufite panicking as he struggles to maintain his hold over the rest of the gang. An attack is imminent, with the palace as most likely target. I ask that you relay this to Chalteaufite. At the very least, she has a right to know the whereabouts of the artifact. And no longer need I be in disguise. But also, that means that we are more than likely going to be going into the Alamigo duty. In the next quest. So, what happened? Then we were right to trust the sender of the letter after all. We knew Chalteaufite had a score to settle with Chalteaufite, but I had no idea he'd try to take back the vessel as well. We may not be working side by side. I'm glad to count him amongst our allies. Speaking of which, we must inform the resistance about Chalteaufite's plan right away. Stand a far better chance of stopping him with their support. But given the power at his disposal, even that may not be enough. Try to think of something. In the meantime, you should make whatever preparations you can. Even the smallest advantage may prove crucial. Oh, and I see you've changed back into your usual garments. Half the outfit I chose didn't suit you, but I think this is more your style. Mightiest Shield, level 100. Chalteaufite steels herself for the final confrontation with Chalteaufite. Avenel and Pepin are on their way here. It's Chalteaufite. He set his plan into motion. We would have come sooner, but after Kakulja openly opposed him, he became even more secretive than before. He refused to share his schemes with even his most loyal. Now he's used a caravan to smuggle a band of Magitech into the city. He's about to launch an assault on the royal palace. He managed to sneak away, but Chalteaufite and the others will make their move any moment now. Understood. We'll head there straight away. No choice but to face them head on. While I wish there was more I could do to help, I'd best leave the fighting to you. No, what am I saying? There must be a way I can help. Treasures from my village. I should be the one to solve this. I'm sure you'll think of something on the way. If you're in, you're in. There's no time to waver. Stand by and just stand back and let me take care of this. I thought I'd find you here. I figured he'd show up. Chalteaufite, you've already done so much for me and the others. Chalteaufite tricked into becoming his accomplices. It would appear it's in your nature to help wherever you can. Nevertheless, your place is not on the battlefield. You must leave that to Cassandra and myself. I mean, it's, range DPS. I figured we'd have to have something as a tank. But what about your injuries? They were not so severe to begin with, and those in the gang sympathetic to me provided various balms to treat the worst of them. Glad to know there are a few good eggs among them. Now that we've decided who's going, we need a plan. And the way Chalteaufite uses the vessel, it's clear there's one thing he hasn't realized yet. As we say in my village, cracks form in even the mightiest of shields. If there's a limit to the blessing's power, we'll find it. Whatever you do, you'd better do it quick. Chalteaufite and the others will soon reach the palace. We'll share everything we know with the resistance and ask them to come as quickly as possible. Be careful out there. Question is, will Lisa show up at all? I mean, we're headed to the palace after all. Probably not, though. Whoopsies. And there's the entrance. I think this is the same spot where the dungeon is even. Technically, I think the actual entrance is up here. But I think we get there by going, through this entrance. But I don't know. I don't remember. Well, this says it goes to Garlemald. This area, so maybe not. Whatever. Must have taken a long way around. The caravan won't be able to traverse the stairs. We, on the other hand, have no such concerns. Let's take a shortcut and intercept them. Then again, they may try to use the vessel's power to stop our advance. Best keep our eyes peeled for danger. You're the best choice to lead the charge, so we'll await your signal. Now or never. Sorry, this charging into battle stuff is all new to me. I won't pretend I'm not scared, but I'll try to stay out of your way. Besides, I can't afford to back down now, knowing what's at stake. Let's show Chalteaufite who he's dealing with. I will be glad when I don't have to do that voice anymore. This is definitely the Alamigo duty. Infiltrating the city was almost too easy. Now go, comrades. Smoldering ruins of the old order will be the foundation of our utopia. That's as far as you go. I thought I'd seen the last of you. Do you not see that this artifact can lift up the meek from under the boots of their oppressors? Not just one isolated tribe, but everyone who's ever known fear. You call me a villain, but it's you who would keep such a liberating power to yourself. You're no better than those we struggle against. Only when your ilk have been eradicated will the world know freedom. The hour has come for us to rise up and take what is rightfully ours. My whole village might rely on the treasure's blessing, but we'd never use it to steal from others. You lie, cheat, and sow nothing but misery. You don't want to cast down the oppressors. You want to be the oppressors. Silence! Enough of your sanctimonious prattle. Unbound, Chalteaufite Craven's Creed. Perhaps I am every bit as wicked as you claim. But what of it? Does your self-righteousness make you better than me? For you and all those who judge me unworthy, my hatred will never die. Oh boy. Remember, cracks form in even the mightiest of shields. There must be some truth to it. Don't let up your attack. But the blessing even one of us should be more than enough. You're powerless to stop me. It's working. Place your trust in the proverb. Since I've dealt with you, Alamigo is as good as mine. What the hells? The barrier's fading? Is this what you meant? Sit, Cassandra. If we keep hitting the same spot, it's sure to break. Yarg! This can't be. Don't just stand there gawping. Surround them. Leave this to me. Keep attacking the barrier. It's got rightward fracture. Cracked metal is shattered. Linkers, let's see what you make of this. So used to me, but the strike from the distance. Ow! I didn't notice they were moving. How could you shatter the barrier? Artifact power is absolute. Behold the power at my command. Whee! Haha, the shockwave will make short work of you. Imbeciles, show them backbone. Once again, a perfect example of Square Enix does not understand how missiles work. Can this be happening? Do not keep them occupied. Boom. Useless. I have to do everything myself. You do. And myself the full might of the blessing. Resist me at your peril. And that shield will crack eventually. Trust in the teachings and keep attacking. I need help to deal with the likes of you. I don't suppose... Hey, I can. Okay. Like, I don't suppose I can, drop dance partner due to, the whole being a support class thing. It did indeed let me do that. I'm kind of surprised. That's why I hadn't yet, was because I legitimately didn't think I could. We won't last much longer. Don't give in, Kikoza. I'll need to travel back to Chile, don't you? do this, I know I can. You will learn the fate of those who betray me. Sandra, stop those missiles. They take a lot more than one hit, though. I think I stopped like 2 of those missiles. Like, I'm really glad that I didn't have to stop like 20%, you know, like 50% of them or more. Chalteaufite, you stole the vessel to threaten others. Even your own powers. It's time for you to pay. What happened to the blessing? Get away from me! Get away from me! Craven's Creed is right. Keep going. You can do this. Get freaking wrecked, dude. We got the vessel back, and still in one piece. Please, I beg of you, give me the artifact back. All the trials I overcame to join the Unbound. The I did was for enchanted happiness. Without the blessing, I'm nothing. My enemies will live on, unpunished. Enough. I've tried to reason with you. Seems there's only one language you understand. Bam! Ah! Ooh! Ow! I like that they always turn the freaking totem against the freaking Unbound. Are you alright? Like, the Unbound always gets defeated in some way by the totem. You know? Never better. I mean, I still don't think that was nearly as good as the Justiciar getting a freaking rock dropped on him from the totem itself, but that was great too. We surrender. I'd say that Chalteaufite's plans for world domination are well and truly over. Not only that, but the Steelhog vessel is back where it belongs. Or at least it will be soon. Of course, I have you two to thank for everything. I quite literally couldn't have done it without you. Since all 3 of these quests are going to end with sending me back to Tulialal, I think we'll finish by turning in the quests once we've done all 3 of them. Although the resistance arrived more than a bit late. They've now taken Chalteaufite and his cronies into custody. They're lucky we were on hand to confront the gang, but things could have ended very differently. I have to say, my first trip overseas was a lot more eventful than I'd have liked. But I'm glad I had the chance to meet so many interesting people. Well, apart from all the criminals, that is. Much as I'd like to spend more time seeing the sights and whatnot, I suppose I'd best get the vessel back to Tyrol. How about you, Kakolja? There's only one thing I can do. Turn myself in. Just like Pepin and Avenel. Even if I was chanting the Chalteaufite's tune, the fact remains that I committed those crimes of my own free will, and I must pay the penalty. Perhaps if I am one day granted freedom, I'd like to pay my way home with fairly earned coin. First thing I do upon returning is visit your village and offer my apologies for using the relevant artifacts to carry out evil deeds. After that, No, it is too soon to speak of such things. However your journey leads, you're always welcome in my village. Be sure to come visit one day. How about you, Cassandra? If you happen to pass to Tulialal, my grandfather would love to show his appreciation for all you've done. Maybe I'll see you there? At least I won't have to do her voice for, what, a couple hours? So there's that. Alrighty. So speak with Rahul at Zabalyev High, which means heading back to Tulialal. So, but all of these quests are gonna end in Tulialal. So I think we'll, as I said, handle that at that time. For now, let's head to Kurthus, and we can pick up the tank quest. End of healer. We go ahead and mark end of healer. We shall switch to our DPS and talk to Rahulja. And anybody watching the VODs will see this, hopefully, if I did everything right, we'll just see this immediately after the freaking end of the quest line. So, you want to return, Cassandra? Pray tell, what has become of my granddaughter? She's here, and that unfortunately means I have to do the voice again. Why, I'm right here. We did it, grandfather. We took back the Steelhog vessel. It's alright, they're both Mamulja, so I have to freaking, from the back of my throat here, on both of them. My dear, what a relief it is to see you safe and well. Of course, I'm glad you were able to retrieve the treasure, but even that cannot compare to the joy of seeing you smile once more. And to you, Cassandra, I must express the sincerest gratitude. No doubt we have you to thank for Kitoljan's safe return, not to mention that of the vessel as well. Absolutely. I would have been lost without your guidance and bravery in the face of danger. Thank you, truly. Anyway, we should be getting back to the village. No doubt the others will be clamoring to use the Steelhog vessel to go hunting. I'll be coming back to Tulialal at some point, So hopefully we'll run into each other again soon. Until next time. Nothing was learned in that quest. Just the knowing that, like, 2 of these quests are gonna end with, like, if we learned all this stuff and, like, became better and all that. And then it's just, in that one, it's like, alright, we're taking it back to the village, and we'll use it for hunting, just like we always did. Nothing will change. Some shields are made to be broken. Very nice. Very nice. And that would be end of ranged DPS. And with that, the last of the role quests is complete. 5 of the 6 Unbound have come to justice. And if you're watching the VOD, I'm probably just gonna, like, set this as the outro for all 3 videos. So, you know, there's that. Yeah. I have nothing more to do or say. It's 4 in the morning. We have streamed now for 6 hours. I almost said 7. I thought it was 7. But we have streamed now for 6 hours. Which means that we have been at this for quite a long time. So I was thinking that if we completed the role quest early enough, I might do other things. I definitely did not expect it to take 6 hours. I figured it would take like 2 to 3. And then be like, now what do I do for the rest of it? I actually almost decided to break it up and do like another stream of this. I didn't, but I almost thought about doing it. Purely on the aspect of, like, we were already at 4 hours when we completed the first 2. So I would have gone and just turned in the quests and then finished the stream there. And then we would have done that one last on another stream. But we didn't have to. So we now have all of the role quests complete. This has unlocked our ability to dye all of our gear. And you better believe I'm going to be doing that on some of these. But with that, I do hope everyone has enjoyed these streams / VODs / however you want to word it. Maybe if I'm still streaming 2 years from now when the next expansion comes out, maybe I'll think about, like, doing all of the role quests, like, together. Like, as soon as they're, like, basically, like, wait until we're level 110, I assume. And then, like, you know, just do all of the quests in a row. Maybe. That's 2 years down the line. So, you know, don't have to worry about that for a while. But if you've enjoyed, if you're watching the VODs over on YouTube, feel free to subscribe. You can check the playlist for the rest of the streams. The entirety of Dawntrail is in there now. As, you know, well, I guess it depends on if you're which of these you're watching. Because if I do put this at the end of all three of them, then it'll depend on, you know, which of those you're watching and whether or not I've, like, posted the other two yet. So, and probably I'm going to post them in order, because I'll be highlighting them in order. So, but, so if you're watching the tank episode, if this is the outro for the tank role quests, then at that point, all of Endwalker is out. So there's that. If it's, you know, the healer, or if it's the dancer, then not yet. But all of the rest of Endwalker Prior is there. So, I think it's what, 20 streams by the end of this? So that's pretty cool. Well, 20 VODs, because not all of them were single, like, not all of them were, like, separate streams. I know there were a couple that I split up into multiple VODs. Not many. This one, but not many. So, in either case, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I've already said that. Check out Patreon, it helps out the channel. And come out twitch.tv/SereneInc if you want to watch these streams live. And I'll see you all next time. Well, if I just let this, like, end on its own, does that just keep... Oh! If I let it end on its own, it actually cancels the regen. I think. Or maybe not? Because of improvisation. I think improvisation was the regen. I don't know. I don't use that skill enough to know when to use it and how, so whatever. Anyway, see you later.